Mike Wilbon. I'm Mike Greenberg. Stephen A., you said it before the game. They needed LeBron James to lead the way.
He's definitely setting the tone. He's leading the way. He's making his threes. It's not the fourth quarter yet. That was what played.
Down Murray and Jokic, but, they had a relatively calm 25 points in the first half, and Jokic is now in foul trouble.
LeBron leading the way. Lakers playing with professional pride. He got 31 points. He basically played the entire first half, the most he's played in so very long in the first half. He understands the magnitude. And also for the Denver Nuggets, and Stephen A. alluded to this, not only do they need to stop fouling, but stop crying about fouls that they actually commit. If they do that, then they may have a chance to get back in
Well, you're not
game.
kidding when you say LeBron played almost the entire – he played 23 minutes and 56 seconds. So can he keep this up? Can he keep this rate up if he needed to go 48?
You mentioned this about Jamal Murray in the previous game. He's going to need some help, however. He is, as you guys mentioned, in his 20th season. He's going to need Anthony Davis to show up in his second half and score some points.
He can keep it up for one game. He'll be dead to the world come game 5 if that were to happen. Somebody has to keep up with him.
Who?
In order. Well, Anthony Davis, Dennis Schroeder, D'Angelo Russell. Just sit him down. What a waste of
confidence
time.
is
What
shot.
a waste of time. His confidence is shot. Just sit him down. Don't do anything.
He looked over and saw Kyrie on the front row.
That's right.
He's like, that might be my money right there.
No.
Kyrie Irving sitting very prominently in the front row there. Michael, who needs to be the difference maker if the Lakers are going to hold on to this lead alongside LeBron?
Anthony Davis. I mean, this theme has played out time and time again over the playoffs, but there could be an Austin Reeves sighting. I mean, he's had every game he pretty good offensively in this series.
By the way, the Lakers will be shooting in the second half on the same side of the court as Kyrie Irving is sitting the court side.
What are you trying to say, Stephen A?
I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying.
Maybe he'll grab a rebound.
Keep attacking
Along the way.
Keep attacking.
LeBron James.
Don't settle.
Absolutely spectacular first half.
I see you, TT. You almost tore down the rim in this studio. Good to see you doing it in the game.
We'll be right back. Stephen A., what statement would the Nuggets be making if they finished off a sweep of LeBron tonight?
Continuity matters. Chemistry matters. Shutting the hell up and just playing matters. These are not the Memphis Grizzlies who chirped and chirped and chirped all year long about we good in the West. We ain't worried about anything. We poke bears and all of this other stuff. You've heard none of that from the Denver Nuggets. The closest thing to talking smack has come from Coach Malone, who basically chided everybody for pointing out everything about the Lakers and what they needed to do instead of pointing out a historic performance from Nikola Jokic in Game 1. Jamal Murray averaging 35 a game, 50+% shooting from the field, 45% shooting from three-point range. That's what we learned. Continuity, togetherness, professionalism, focus, and hunger. That comes to mind.
They're ready to be about the business of winning a championship. I mean, everybody else can be talking about what the Lakers do. We'll talk about it. What the Lakers do to need. They're not concerned with that. Here's what we need to do. We've been the best team in the West this season. And here's what we need to do. We have a great respect. Our friend and colleague, Mark Spears, said a healthy fear of the Lakers earlier today is what Jokic and Jamal have. And I think that's a perfect phrase. They know who's on the other side of the table. They know LeBron James is over there, and they have enough respect to know they don't want this going back even to Denver. They don't need to celebrate at home. They can do that later. They want to finish them off tonight. And this is what they've been about. Everybody else can deal with the Lakers and their narrative. Our narrative is we're this good, and we're going to show you again.
Continued validation for a team that's been knocking on the door the last couple of years. They have a Coach of the Year in Michael Malone. They have a 2-time MVP in the Joker. They just didn't have that second All-Star. Why? Because Jamal Murray got injured. In all stages, you guys know this, in particular in the playoffs, ain't created equal. It's one thing to be in LA, to sweep the purple and gold when they have LeBron James and Anthony Davis in uniform. And that puts their confidence at a different stratosphere also. And when you get these days off, here's what ends up happening. All of the actions you've seen them run today, they're going to be able to put in new stuff. New sideline out of bounds, baseline out of bounds, late game situations, late shot clock situations. They're going to be able to get back into the lab.
It's worth pointing out that regardless of when these conference finals end, meaning this one could end tonight and the East could end tomorrow night, the NBA Finals will not begin until next Thursday. Either way, June 1st. That date is in stone. So the quicker they close it off, the more time they do have.
Well, that definitely is beneficial to them. And listen, we've seen them look a little tired at times, even while they were playing effectively. Getting that rest matters. Readapting themselves to their own home court, which is the Mile High City, matters. You think about all of those things. And Jamal Murray is just something special. This guy, last time they were in the conference finals, he was there. In the last 2 years when they didn't necessarily knock on the door, no one engaged in condemnation because we knew they were without him. That's how lethal he is. And he's reminded the basketball world he's one of those dudes.
Or Stephen A., what would it mean if this Lakers team, LeBron James in his 20th season, we all understand all of the things that come with that. What would it mean if this team gets swept?
It would be an official stamp on the belief that LeBron James will never capture a fifth ring. It's really that simple. This team is not good enough, and it's not going to be good enough in the future without some tweaks. Certainly, you can keep LeBron and Anthony Davis, and they can make a contribution. There's no doubt about that. D'Angelo Russell will have to wear New Jersey after this performance. He's going from averaging 14 to 15 points to literally averaging about 7 points on 29% shooting. He ain't coming back after this. You're going to have to tweak this roster and get younger. If you're not able to do that, LeBron James is not going to have a chance at a fifth championship, and it will be an emphatic message sent that the only reason he's still here in L.A. is because his son is going to USC and he wants to see him play. It won't be because you're competing for championships, because you're not going to get this close again with the same roster. They can change it, though. They can tweak it, which I suspect they will. But this assemblage ain't going to cut it.
I just wrote down Rob Pelinka continues to tweak. That's what he does. But I'm gonna disagree with my dear friend Stephen A. on this. LeBron James has left town before to go win a championship somewhere else. I mean, Los Angeles got a monopoly on winning championships? No, even though they're, right there tied at the top in league history. No. So LeBron can go elsewhere. Some other team can decide, LeBron's exactly what we need at this point. So I'm not going to say this is a stamp on anything with LeBron and championships. The Lakers would need to continue to improve this roster, but there's 28 other teams that are going to say that. So Rob Pelinka's not in a different boat than anybody else. It would be a disappointment, but not some huge fail. How many people thought the Lakers were some favorite to win a championship this year? I certainly didn't. To me, the Lakers, you know what? I know they won't feel that they finish this season in some sort of glory or be happy about it or content or satisfied. The Lakers have had a pretty darn good season.
Well, Steve Kerr said the Warriors maxed out what they could do. Maybe this team maxed out what it could do, assuming it goes down today.
At this point, I agree with you. The Lakers did a terrific job of fighting their way into the playoffs, advancing in the playoffs, and we all agree that they're playing a better basketball team, and they're going to eventually lose this series. But the thing that's at hand for the Lakers and the Celtics, and you guys all appreciate this, is history. This is only the third time in the history of the NBA that the Lakers and the Celtics have a chance to be swept out of the playoffs in the same season. And for those of us that didn't get a chance to play for the Lakers, that didn't get a chance to play for the Celtics, they win championships before you, and they win championships after you, regardless of who's been on the roster. And the last time was 1989, where the Detroit basketball Pistons swept the Lakers and the Celtics the same season.
Totally appreciate you reminding us that what you're singing. Thank you very much.